So we're about to get in Japan's turn here in Operation Live and Let Die. So it's going to be officially turn 4.3. But before we get into specifically Japan's turn, just kind of a little bit of an overview about what's happening in the Pacific and in China. So we got these two French subs lurking around Japanese home waters there. So a little bit of a cause for concern, but we'll see how that shakes out. Not much else going on in the Pacific. The U.S. can't move really yet. British Malaya continues to get reinforced. So there's a combination of some FEC and Australian units there. And we, of course, over here in the Indian Ocean have this massive British fleet here, which is this fleet right down here. So that's a bunch of ships there. I think it's 2 battleships, battle cruiser, maybe 3 heavy cruisers, a light cruiser, 4 destroyers, a 5th destroyer, another cruiser from Australia, I think, a transport, a couple of light carriers. So a substantial fleet in the Indian Ocean, I'm sure ready to charge into the Pacific if the need arises for the Commonwealth. In China itself, each turn that goes by, I get a little bit more concerned. The CCP added another warlord to their side this turn, so they're definitely building up the territories and the units at this point. I do have a decent force in Rihe that I could go into China with, but I'm trying to stick to my pre-war planning, and China wasn't a number one priority for me, so I'm trying to stick to what I kind of had planned out prior to the start of the game. But each turn that the CCP gets stronger and adds another warlord to their side makes it more difficult to stay out of that. But for now, at least, we're going to stay away from China. So no combat again this turn. So for the 4th turn in a row, Japan is playing the peaceful game. As far as tech roles go, I'm at stage 1 for the Japanese and 2 techs, wartime economy and improved construction. 2 major factories allow me to have 2 tech roles this turn. So we're going to go ahead and go for those 2 techs. So we'll start out with wartime economy first. I need a 7 or higher and got a 3, so that's not going to cut it. And then improved construction is a 7 or higher, and I got an 8. So we'll move improved construction up 1. On to purchasing. We have $19 to spend this turn, and we're going to spend 17 of the 19. So we're going to put a fleet carrier down on production stage 3 for $5, and that will cause the U.S. Income to rise by $1 right now. We're going to put a light cruiser down on production stage 2 for $4. That's 9, and then 2 Marines for a total of $8, and that's altogether $17. So we'll save $2 for the next turn, spend the 17. So again, there's no combat, so we're going to go to non-combat moves. The first thing we're going to do is bring this Japanese coastal sub from 54 down to 89, so that goes into that fleet. We are going to also bring the fleet carrier and the light carrier 1, 2 down to the fleet off of Formosa as well. Okay. And then we're going to fly 2 tacticals and a fighter from Rihe 1, 2 and land on the carriers that just went to Formosa. So a tactical and the fighter on the fleet carrier and the other tactical on the light carrier. Okay. So then altogether, that fleet consists of 2 fleet carriers and 2 light carriers with 3 tactical and 3 fighters, a battle cruiser, 3 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, 3 destroyers, 3 subs, 2 battleships, a torpedo boat destroyer, a coastal sub, and 3 infantry on Formosa itself. So, and that is the fleet there in Sea Zone 89. Okay, so then in Sea Zone 38 off of Tokyo, the only naval units left are just the 5 transports. So that is it for non-combat. So then for our unit placement, we're going to take our fleet carrier that we started production on and drop that down stage 3. Our light cruiser is going to go down into stage number 2. And then our 2 Marines are going to both go to Kyushu. Okay. So now in Kyushu, we have 8 Marines, 1 infantry, and 1 motorized infantry. So that takes care of Japan, turn number 4.3. They collect $16 worth of their territories, and then they still get the full $3 bonus from the United States for oil trade. So that covers the Japanese, and I'm turning things over now to Fighting Irish, and he'll get going with the Commonwealth and French turn. We'll see you back here on Italy's turn. Take care.